First of all, I'd like to introduce our corporation to you, if those of you who have not come to know MacMillan. We were very, very fortunate in our early career to build one of the first heritage buildings, the CP Rail Row House, and that was where our original office was located. And as we outgrew it, and as our clients aged, we realized very quickly that we might need wheelchair accessibility on occasion. And that's for me for the future, by the way, as well. So we were very, very fortunate to purchase this beautiful building. It's called the Somerville Duplex. It was actually the very first duplex ever built in Calgary. And we've restored it, and it is now a legacy building built in 1910. And we've been able to restore a lot of the original features, such as the stained glass and so forth. And my husband and I even stayed married through the renovation. So isn't that good? So we invite you to come. It's actually on the tour in Calgary, on the Heritage Tour, if you ever want to come and have a peek. So we'd like to just begin with the organizations that we're party to. The prominent one from a technical point of view is called the Society of Trust and Estate Practitioners. And all families that seek out estate planners, I feel, should seek this particular designation. And the reason for that is this is a designation that takes 10 years to acquire, and it's really a specialty. So I call it the cardiologist of estate planning. But it really is important that your technicians you're working with have these kind of credentials, because the legislation has become exceptionally complicated and our family's dynamics have become complicated. Most of us have assets in many jurisdictions, or we have children in many jurisdictions, and so it does complicate your estate and affairs. So from that point of view, the organization that I really want to highlight tonight, however, is not a technical organization, but an organization you may find interesting. It's called the Canadian Advisors of Seniors, and it's a really unique organization, and I want to share with you why. Just by way of hands tonight, could I just ask the audience if you have a family friend or a family member that's over the age of 80? And what about 90? Look at the hands. Anyone know someone who's 100? Did you know that in Canada right now there are 4,800 people who are 100? And in the next 15 years, there will be 50,000 people who are 100. This is the first time in mankind's history more people will be over 65 than under. It's a phenomenon. We don't know what to expect because it's new and we've never explored this before. Why is this important in your estate plan? It's fundamentally important because good estate planning should not be about dying. I know I'm an estate planner and you would think I think it's about dying, but I don't. Good estate planning is about your life because you will spend more time in retirement than you did in your working career. So that's something to celebrate. So tonight what we're going to do is highlight how to protect yourself during the decades ahead that you're going to go and play. So we'd like to talk about our work as a whole, and when we're asked what we do, it has taken some time to really qualify it, but I actually think that I learned why I was doing what I was doing in my second year of business. And I'll share this story with you. I met this really lovely lady. She was in her mid-80s, and her name was Anne. And I even get choked up thinking about it. She would come in, and she would wear these beautiful hats and gloves and her cameo, and she always looked beautiful, and I always use that as an excuse to go shopping. I have to meet the needs of my clients. So as I got to know Anne, she had had a really unique life, and we designed her estate to transfer to her beautiful daughter. And so I knew her quite well at this point, and she came back to see me. And when she came in, she sat across the table from me, and she wanted to confirm that the things she wanted to happen for her daughter were solid and set in stone. And I said, of course they are. You don't need to worry. And she reached across the boardroom table, and she grabbed my hand, and she said, I want you to know I'm dying. And I said, okay. Now, I was quite young, and I hadn't experienced a great deal of losses in my life. So all I could think was, please don't cry, please don't cry, please don't cry. And of course, I started to cry. And when I did, this is what Anne said to me. Sherry, don't worry about it. I'm going to my grave with peace of mind because my wishes have been met, and I promise to be your angel. In that very moment, I knew I was doing the right work. And so what I've come to learn over the decades is what we do is we safeguard our family's significance. And every single family here tonight is significant. We're each significant. We have values, we have beliefs, and they need to be transposed in your estate plan. And only if you transpose them do you have a good estate plan that honors your life's work and who you are. So ignore our lawyers in our office, ignore our accountants in our office. Right, Henry and Norman? The reason I pick on those gentlemen is they're both accountants and lawyers, and so they're really mentally confused. Plus, they let me pick on them. So, I want to say that the driving force of your estate plan should be you. And so we always say in your estate, your life plan should be the focus of your planning. And every time you make a decision over your life planning, you should determine, will that support you if you are one of the fortunate people that end up living to 102. And if you are, you want to make sure your estate plan is designed that way. So the focus of your estate planning should be your life plan. The secondary plan that unfolds from a life plan is if you plan for yourself well and protect yourself in retirement, you are naturally protecting your family and charities anyway. But if you don't protect yourself through your ages of retirement, we haven't protected your children anyway if you've lost your estate. So the first focus should be you. And ultimately, I always compare it to putting on your mask if you're in an airplane before you help the children. And this is true of estate planning. So although we focus on the life plan, we do obviously at some juncture focus on the legacy plan, but that's derived from the fact we've done the life plan. And really, tax planning and legal planning are your tools to support your goals and objectives in your life plan. They shouldn't control the plan, they should help support your goals and objectives.